Shout out to everybody that's already tuned in. All right. Hey, I see y'all. And I don't want to keep you waiting, so let's go ahead and get it popping.
For the Couch Chronicles, where there ain't no fucking limits. Every
Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday from 8 Central Time. You don't never want to miss a couch. And now we're live every Wednesday and Friday from 9:30 a.m. Central Time. That's every day of the week. Yeah, tune in. You don't want to miss this shit.
For the Couch Chronicles, where there ain't no fucking limits.
Okay.
Every Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday from 8 Central Time. You don't never want to miss a couch. And now we're live every Wednesday and Friday from 9:30 a.m. Central Time. That's every day of the week. Yeah, tune in. You don't want to miss this shit. It's the Couch Chronicles, where they know what?
I know you said it. The fuck. Let's get it. Grand Rising. It's the Couch Chronicles, where it ain't no fucking limits.
I look like and feel like I'm $1,000,000. I'm feeling myself for real. I'm on my way. The way I walk looks like a dance. And baby, that's just how I feel. I'm feeling good. I'm feeling right. I'm feeling alive. I'm feeling myself. I am. I'm feeling good. I'm feeling right. I'm feeling alive. I'm feeling alive. I'm feeling good. I'm feeling right. I'm feeling alive. I'm feeling alive.
It's the Couch Chronicles, early mornings on the couch, that is, every Wednesday and Friday from 9:30 a.m. Central Time. Come catch a vibe with the couch. If you ain't gotta work, then you better keep your pajamas on. Get your tea, your coffee, whatever you drink, and whatever you smoke. Because Wednesdays and Fridays is a time to relax, chilling, vibing, you know. If you would like to be a live guest, if you in the Oklahoma City area, DM me now. Trust me when I say you don't want to miss this vibe. Are you feeling good? I'm feeling good. That's how you supposed to feel in the morning. 1, 2, 3, let's go!
I look like and feel like I'm $1,000,000. I'm feeling myself for real. I'm on my way. The way I walk looks like a dance. And baby, that's just how I feel. I'm feeling good. I'm feeling right. I'm feeling alive. I'm feeling myself. I'm feeling good. I'm feeling right. I'm feeling alive. I'm feeling alive. I'm feeling good. I'm feeling right. I'm feeling alive. I'm feeling myself. I am.
Yes. Shout out to everybody that's already tuned in. I was just actually sharing the live a little bit. Let me see. Just, seeing what we got. Okay. Yeah. All right. Anyways, shout out to everybody that's already tuned in. It is early mornings on the couch. And it's also prison jail Felon Talk this whole week. And today's subject is education in the penitentiary. And now you might be thinking, okay, is she going to be talking about, listen, just stay, because you never know what I might say. Thank you for the gifts. Shout out to you, Miranda. First of all, let's give a moment of silence for the ones who's not here with us today. For whatever reason, let's give this moment to them. Coming up on the couch, July 15th is going to be surgeries, menopause, health, and more. July 17th, we got a second-time guest, Derek, the spiritual coach. Can't wait to have him. July the 20th is going to be Mental Health Talk, and July 30th is going to be Fuck Fentanyl. Ladies, if you've been in the penitentiary and you're in the Oklahoma City area and you would like to come to the second annual prison reunion, it is going to be August the 29th. I'm super excited to see everybody there. It is kid friendly, so don't worry about finding a babysitter. Bring your food. We got a grill. It's going to be grills everywhere. Listen, come turn up. Let's have a good time. And let's make some memories. Now, I don't even need this for today's episode because honestly, we might actually have a travel bus or person that's going to be coming from Tulsa. If you do want to come, that's coming from Tulsa to Oklahoma City, Miranda. So just let me know around the time if you want to come. So let me tell y'all this. First of all, when you in the penitentiary, you know, if you want to better yourself, if you want to do something, a lot of times the starting point is education. And a lot of times when they look at your scores and, you know, schooling, what you've done, they'll automatically enroll you into school. Now, you can go, but if you get in trouble, you know, then you can possibly be kicked out, and then they'll have to consider or reconsider having you in school. So education isn't for them, it's for you. Well, when I first got there, it was a little different. Y'all about to trip out because I did. So my first week, not even my first week, I think I got into education maybe at the end, maybe like towards the end of the first month of being there. So they have you fill out this paperwork, and, you know, it just asks questions like your name, you know, your age, your sex, you know, what's your ethnicity. So as I'm looking at the ethnicity part, I'm just really looking, and I couldn't find myself. I was just like, you know, this is actually kind of wild. You know, I'm in a penitentiary and almost 80% of the women are, or 70% is black. So, you know, I couldn't see a B. You know, when you looking for your ethnicity and you're a brown person like me, you look for either they put B for black or A for African American. They didn't have that. All I seen was N, so I'm thinking Native American. So I called the teacher. I'm like, hey, is there any way that you can come over here and help me with this paper? I guess I'm just not understanding. She was like, okay. So she comes over there as jolly as can be, and she smiles big, and she says, what can I help you with? I said, well, I'm having trouble finding my ethnicity. She was like, well, there you are right here. And she points to the big N. And what up, though, VG? So I'm like, no, I'm not Native American, so I'm not understanding. She was like, no, you're a Negro. I said, excuse me? She said, yeah, you're a Negro. I said, ma'am, no, don't say that to me. I need to see up here where it says African American or black. I don't know what the fuck you talking about, no goddamn Negro, and you think it's funny? Oh no, I'm not laughing. That's what you are. You're a Negro. So you'll circle the N for Negro. I said, whoa, hold on, ma'am. And I'm looking around, and everybody in the classroom, they laughing at me like it's funny. Now, me, I don't think it's funny because, first of all, I'm in a penitentiary, gamble or whatever though. I'm in a penitentiary. I got to be in education at the penitentiary. So I need my respect. Y'all already disrespected me by putting me in this bitch. Okay, so I need my respect. So excuse me, ma'am. I'm gonna need you to run that back. She was like, I'm not understanding what you want to run back. You're a Negro, and you just need to circle the N for Negro. I threw that paper down because I still had no understanding. And I said, ma'am, I may be the only Negro that will make an issue about this, but these papers, and I think I hit the yard. I hit Maple Bassett in 2009. So it was 2009. Why on earth would this paper identify me as a Negro? I don't think that's appropriate. I said, it's 2009, and it's no right. It's no reason for y'all to have this on our paper. Y'all need to change this. And she was like, there's no way that you're going to get a paper that's been in the system for this many years changed. So you can hang that up and circle Negro because that's what you are. And I said, And I folded my arms. I felt like Rosa Parks, so whatever I felt like, Janelle. I said, no, I'm not signing this paper. She said, well, then you can't be enrolled into school. I said, well, then I won't be enrolled into school because you're not going to sit up here and make me circle the N for Negro when y'all need to put N for Native. Y'all don't even have really an option. Well, they did have an option for Native Americans, but still, don't put, no. So she calls the principal into the room. And this story, I'm telling y'all this story for a reason. Now listen. So the principal comes in there and he's like, what seems to be the problem? And she's like, well, inmate Reyes, that's who I was at the time, inmate Reyes seems to have an issue with circling her ethnicity. And he looked at the paper and he said, well, what's the problem? Why can't you just circle it and go? And let's get class started. You holding up things. I said, well, one, if you believe that I'm holding up things, then hey, all right. I said, but I'm not circling N for Negro because that's not what you're going to identify me as in 2009. No. He looked at me. He was like, what? And now by this time, now nobody's laughing in the classroom. Now it's not funny because now the principal's involved. Now class can't even be started because I am not proceeding with anything. I don't give a fuck. And it's count time. So we stuck for this whole hour. But I'm not going to go any further until you change this fucking paper from Negro to African American or Black. I won't stand for that. And I don't give a fuck how many motherfuckers stood for it, circled it, and laughed about it and kept it going. I'm not laughing. It's not funny to me. And I'm not circling N for Negro. I'm just not. He couldn't understand. He's like, you know what? I'm calling a correctional officer. You're being unruly and you gotta go. I said, that's fine. He said, well, they're gonna take you to lock. I said, that's cool. They just gonna take me to lock. But I'm not circling N for Negro. Not in no motherfucking 2009, I'm not. You not gonna call me no I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck if you're not calling me in it and it's only saying it on paper. You're not gonna have this on no paper in my shit. So they called the correctional officer. And because of, I was like, I'm not getting up. Y'all need to, they didn't want it to be a hassle. So they ended up calling the warden or taking me to the warden's office because they was like, she a distraction. It's count time. I said, take me to the warden and I don't give a fuck. Take me to the warden. I'm going to tell them what I just told y'all. I'm not signing this paper that say N for Negro because I'm not. I don't give a fuck if that's the correct term for us or not, but you not gonna motherfucking call me that shit. And I'm not signing no paper that says it. So I get up to the warden's office. Now, mind you, this is like a strike in the principal's book and in the teacher's book. Like, Reyes is unruly. Reyes is gonna be a problem. Reyes this, Reyes that. This is in their mind. They already made up in their mind who I am and what I'm about. They don't give a fuck. They just, from that moment of me standing up for not just myself, but for other African American women that entered the penitentiary and entered education. So I get up to the warden's office and she's basically like, what's going on? I'm like, yo, I'm not signing no paper that says N for Negro. I don't care, but it's 2009. Y'all need to get up with the times. Y'all need to fix this. This is actually inappropriate. So, what? So they look at me, because it's officers in there too now. They intrigued. They trying to see who this new offender is that's making a ruckus about the word Negro or the N on the paper that stands for Negro. So they just like, so finally, she looked at me and she was like, you right. You're absolutely right. I said, I don't understand how y'all got away with it this long. So they ended up changing the papers all from N to African American, because what the fuck? And I wouldn't start education until I seen African American on the top of my paper. Y'all can reprint all of that shit. I don't give a fuck how many you got already printed. Oh well, y'all been wasting these trees and fucking them up for years anyway. Reprint all these papers for the future African American women that will be in the penitentiary coming to education. That's not something that I just went around the yard like, yeah, y'all, I'm the one that got that change. Hey, people didn't give a fuck. That's why they never said nothing. Everybody laughed about it and kept it pushing. But once I hit that yard, it wasn't intentional, but it was my purpose to speak on things that just wasn't right. I mean, y'all spoke on something that wasn't right when it came to me, and y'all got me right here in the penitentiary. So how come I can't call y'all out on y'all shit? Okay, so from then on, the principal had it in his mind that he didn't really want me in education. He didn't give a fuck if I was smart. He didn't give a fuck if it was required. Every time I came to school after that, he made it a point. He made it a point to give me the cold shoulder, mean mug me, or anytime I would ask him something, he would never look me in my eye. He would always like talk at me with his head down and that stupid ass toothpick in his mouth. Like, now, let's fast forward. I've been in education by this time for like, I think 6 months. And during that 6 months, I think either 7 or 8 or almost to a year, you get a chance to take the test, the GED test. Now, what I'm about to tell y'all goes down in Mabel Bassett history. Y'all about to This is literally some history that some of y'all gonna be like, oh my God, I wondered that. Well, when my first year came around to do the test, I was ready. I was excited. But like 2-3 weeks before, I ended up coming across the test scores. Yeah. Now, it was a really, 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 really big ordeal because it came to a point. Thank you for the mushroom. Ooh. It came to a point where it was a big investigation. I'm talking about huge. I don't know if someone got caught or if someone just told. And I didn't even charge. Like, I literally wanted everybody just to be out of education. And here's the thing. Even though I had the test scores, y'all won't believe it. So there's two different types of this test. There's A and there's B. I got all the test scores for A, which means every other person got A. When some people knew or heard through the grapevine that I may or may not have the test scores, people was hitting me up. Now, here's the thing. When you taking the GED test, you can't go in the bathroom like that. Like, you literally are so monitored that if you can get away with the cheating, then you a slick motherfucker. You hear me? For real. So people was hitting me up. They was like, yo, Janelle, like, what's up? Like, I heard you got the test scores. I was like, I don't know what y'all talking about. Like, what? They was like, yeah, I heard you got the test scores. I was like, So only certain people that came to me the correct way, you know what I'm saying? They got the test scores. Because this is the thing is, I didn't just give it away. When it came to test day, that was the day that you may or may not have gotten the test answers from me. Because that's when you know if you test A or test B. Now, not that I didn't think that I could pass it by myself. I just didn't want to. I just wanted the easy way out so I can get the fuck on away from these motherfuckers that don't even want me to be in education anyway. I did. Yeah. Okay. But it didn't work out like that for me. It did not work out like that for me. I ended up with test B. With literally, thank you for the mushroom, with literally no answers in sight except for what I could remember. So that day was the most intense day of my life. Not because I was thinking I was going to get caught cheating, because I wasn't cheating. I couldn't cheat. I wanted to. But because I didn't know if somebody was going to tell on me. I didn't know, and, people did end up telling, but, if you can't catch somebody with something, it's only just hearsay, or they could make you take the test scores over again. And really, it was a lot of people on their list. But the thing is, again, I didn't get a chance to cheat because I didn't have those test scores. Now, the principal had the opportunity. He has an opportunity that if you do take the GED test and you score higher in one of your subjects, he could take 1 point from there if you are shy of 1 point in another subject. You feel me? But again, because when I first got to education, I made a big deal about the N for Negro. I was already on his shit list. And now that I tested, first of all, I was 1 point shy in my math, and everything else I passed with flying colors. Social studies, reading was it was actually at the limit of answers that you can get. I literally only got one incorrect on one of them and got every one of them correct in social studies. So he could have took my point from social studies and put it on my math to let me pass the GED test. But because he got wind of I may or may not have had the test scores, everybody that was in my classroom had to do it over again. And almost everybody passed. Yes, of course. I would love to connect with you. DM me. And it was crazy because I was like, yo, I had this shit in a bag. Like, but because they thought I stole, well, which hey, and this is the thing, I literally did not even steal the test scores. They literally gave it to me on an accident, of course. But they gave it to me on an accident. And I felt like it was a blessing. There's some people right now to this day that have their GED because of me. Because it wasn't just for people in my classroom. Matter of fact, the people in my classroom, I didn't even give it to none of them motherfuckers. I gave it to other people that I was like, yeah. Yeah. So, yeah, man, that shit is crazy. You know, and it was such a big ordeal. Like, everybody was talking about it like, yo, somebody got the test scores. They said it was Reyes. They said it was Janelle. They said, ooh. And then people would come up to me. I'll be like, I don't know what you talking about. I still don't know what you're talking about. But now, yeah, I did. Ain't nothing y'all could do. Yeah. I had them test scores, but it was not stolen. It was lit. For some reason, information just falls into my lap randomly. And that's what happened. It randomly fell into my lap. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to be a blessing to some of these ladies. And I'm going to give the test score out because I want everybody to make it. So many people got their GED. Shout out to y'all, man, for real. And, you know, shout out to the tutors that, you know, you did your investigation. You did a good job. But, man, I mean, and this is the thing, is, yeah, y'all couldn't find it, but was I supposed to just keep it? Even though it was given, y'all would have never believed that you gave it to me. So I was like, no, I gotta destroy this. I can't be like, hey, you know, I just want to give you this test scores that you accidentally gave me. Hell no, they would have locked me straight the fuck up. So no, I did my due diligence and I wrote every single answer down. Very, very tiny on a piece of tissue. And I destroyed those answers. Destroyed them. Yeah. But I guess I was the culprit. An untold mystery from Mabel Bassett, now solved. Yeah. Oh, I haven't used this in a minute. Yeah. Y'all, if you just now tuning in, it's the Couch Chronicles where it ain't no fucking limits. I do this every Monday, Tuesday, Thursday from 8 Central Time and every Wednesday and Friday from 9:30 a.m. Central Time. Make sure that you tune in on Couch Chronicles No Limits on Spotify, Apple Podcast, Pandora, and Spotify. I said that weird, didn't I? Yeah. But I'm also on all platforms, Twitch, Thread, Lemonade, Favorited, Fanbase. Also the new Black-owned app called Seen You. Instagram, TikTok. I'm everywhere. So make sure that you follow, support. I do the same. I will. Inbox me. If you're in the Oklahoma City area and you ever want to connect, inbox me. Let's vibe. I love you guys. Thank you so much for all the gifts and for the vibes. I love you, and I will see you guys tomorrow on the couch. Have a good day. Period.